For more people, there'll probably be more meetings. So we'll see what they have on offer today.
Mary faces a number of problems here, from unfamiliar cuts of meat to a busy butcher.
Sorry, could I have this piece of meat, please? This one? Yeah, please. How much is it in the piece? Yes. Yeah, how much is it? How much is it? How much? Yes.
Unable to ask for the meat to be cut, she's bought enough to feed a choir. She's not even sure what it is.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I presume it's beef, I don't know. I asked him, but he didn't understand, he didn't know English, so...
On the plus side, Mary's food bill totaled about half what she would pay in an Irish supermarket. The bus terminus in the piazza spews dust and grime into the basilica all year round. Someone needs to clean it, and today, that someone is Jerry.
We're going dusting now and cleaning up here along this ledge and checking the lights and everything else is up here. It's a bit scary. The tower is a bit wobbly, but otherwise not too bad. You're safe enough. We've God on our side. It's very warm.
"50 feet above the regular business of the church, the view from the platform almost makes up for the vertigo.
Oh, you would be nervous and you have to be careful and cautious. You wouldn't be doing river dance up there, I'll tell you. Because you only fall once off that thing. And it's not the fall that'll kill you, it's the sudden stop down here.
In the kitchen, Mary will be sharing the afternoon shift with Minda, who's well used to cooking for an unspecified number of priests.
Sometimes they are planning for 15 person, then it comes 23 person like that. But for me, it's the same. Then the meat is very big. That's for 15 person. I prepare the meat because it's frozen, no? So I start to boil now.
Because I put it in the freezer. I put it in the freezer because I got mixed up between the fridge and the freezer because they're both the same size.
But this is still frozen, so I have to leave it like that. I have to roast butter with salt and pepper. Then when it becomes brown, I put it with milk. Then I have to simmer with this is an Italian style.
It was sort of my idea to put us into this situation at the start. She wasn't fully committed to it at any time. And she was sort of dragged into it by me. You know, I'd worry about her that, you know, things mightn't go right for her, you know, because you wouldn't like to see anybody upset, particularly your wife. You try to keep her on your side anyway, whatever about anyone else.
Aside from the obvious language barrier, Jerry and Mary would have difficulty getting jobs in Italy, let alone adapting to the culture.
Italy is a country which is plagued by nepotism. The most authoritative newspaper here, Corriere della Sera, in the business pages stated that 90% of the jobs here in Italy are awarded on the basis of who you know, having the right contacts. And only 10% are open to any kind of reasonable competition.
We're going treating the timber with some type of insecticide. That's why we have to put on all this gear for health and safety, so that we don't inhale it. We're going to go up onto the bell tower now with Ali hand up. So, you ready to go?
Fumigating the bell tower will be Jerry's last duty as sacristan. Later today, he'll return the keys to Alex, but not before he sees the basilica from one last spectacular vantage point.
Okay, Alejandro, is there a good view out there? Give me a look. Okay. Is there a good view down there? There is. Give me a look. Give me a look. Oh, it's very high. Very high. There's a great view out in the city.
Down in the sacristy, Jerry remains on call to the very end.
It was a very positive experience, and I think Alex learned some new approaches to his work as well. The visit of Jerry and Mary is going to have an enduring effect on us here.
The hardest job was going up on the scaffold and hooping the walls, and going also up on the bell tower. I'm not that afraid of heights, but you have to be careful, and you have to remember what you're doing. And I'd say that was the most scary thing you had to do.
His strengths are obviously his efficiency and his high level of experience and his willingness to do the job. And he's also very good to read character. Asking people to comply with some of these regulations in our church, I think perhaps comes a little bit hard on him. Maybe it's an initial shyness.
Coming out here to Rome and living in this city, and it's even just negotiating and crossing the road here is a job in itself. So, when you've done that, you get enough confidence to think you could move somewhere all right, you could move to Rome, but you can't live your life on confidence alone. You need money, you need a job, you need a lot of other things, and a lot of other things in your life to be right before you could take a step like that.
At the moment, I wouldn't think it's possible for me to route to Rome because I have elderly parents, and at the moment they depend an awful lot on me. Oh, I'm glad I did it, and this has been an experience that made me feel that I can do something without having the comfort of probably my home, that myself and Jerry could do something that we wouldn't have anybody else to fall back on, just ourselves.
He would be able to do the job here very well. Of course, it's not open at the moment.
In the meantime, Jerry and Mary have their eye on another somewhat larger basilica. Here too, all the positions are filled, but on a day like today, it hardly seems to matter. The sacristan can always dream. Next time on Living the Dream, a Galway family get a chance to put down roots in the south of France and take charge of this year's cider apple harvest.
Okay, let's start with our work.
If you're actually about to make the permanent move abroad, contact us now on 01 497 0817 or email info@cocotelevision.ie.
Dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true.